A tournament tale of underdog glory continues tonight at Pete Henry Gym, where an unlikely pairing will decide a sectional crown. 7th-seeded Mansfield Senior hosts number 9 Ontario in the Division II Finals, streaming live and free to your smartphone, PC, or TV. So get ready for the OH.Report experience, where it's no paywalls, just live sports. Next.
Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
With a glass slipper fit for Ontario again on their way to the district baller, where the youthful Tigers protect their home pride with a sectional dub. It's an all Richland County showdown for slot and districts, getting started with live and free coverage right here and now. Good evening or afternoon, folks, whatever it is right now. I'm Brian Skowronski. Thanks for joining us here at Pete Henry Gym. I am joined by Zach Massa this afternoon. And big spot for the baby Tigers here, pressure spot for the freshmen and softs. But you think if they can shut down number 23, Carly Pearson, they got a good shot getting a big victory here.
Yeah, Carly Pearson, she's the main focal point for Ontario, no matter which end of the floor she's on. She's averaging 13 points a game, which is 25% of the whole team scoring, over 4.5 rebounds, and 5.4 assists, which is half the team's assist totals. Also, you look on the defensive end, she's got 33 deflections and 44 steals.
Right.
So she gets her hand on On the defensive side of the ball, she gets her hand on the other team's possession somewhere about almost 5 times a game. So she's going to be the one that you definitely got to have your focus on. But you got her and her teammate, Macy Mangan. So you got the boys have their Splash brothers with Kurtz and Shaver. They've got the Splash sisters here in Ontario with Mangan and Pearson.
And I spoke with head coach Mitch Wilkie about riding his stud senior guard and then being an underdog here on the road. Let's go ahead and take a look at that interview with their head coach. Mitch Wilkie joining me now, the head coach of the Ontario Warriors, and I don't think a lot of people probably picked you to be in this position right now, Coach. How are your kids enjoying this underdog role, if you will?
I mean, they're loving it. I mean, and we talked about it in the locker room at Clyde, in a year of uncertainty, why not us? And, they've kind of rode with that, and, they play hard all year. There's just a couple games that didn't go our way, and I think we're hitting our stride right now.
A lot, though, would expect for you to have the most talented player on the floor tonight in Carly Pearson. How much do you think you're going to be able to rely on your senior big gun to come out here and put on a show?
I mean, there's a lot of weight on her for sure, but I think the one thing she does well is distribute the basketball to everybody. And I think kids are going to step up. We had kids step up on Wednesday. I think hopefully we're going to see that tonight.
All right, good luck to you, Coach.
Appreciate it.
Thank you. Coach Wilkie and pretty much everybody in the building expects Carly to play well. We'll see if they can get some help from her teammates. So you talked about Macy Mangan and the season she's having, and in particular on the boards. You feel like that's going to be a big factor here tonight, Zach?
Yes. Ontario's going to have to control the boards more if they want to have any shot in keeping this close. They only average 24 rebounds a game, where the Tigers they're averaging 35. So they're crashing the boards, getting the extra shots, and just doing what they need to do to keep those possessions alive to get points on the board.
Boards should be a major factor for the Lady Warriors here tonight. Also, defending on the perimeter going to be big as well. That according to head coach Javar Hudgens of the Lady Tigers. Let's take a look at my interview with him from just a few minutes ago. Coach Javar Hudgens for the TY Tigers with me right now, and you needed that perfect storm to all come together for you to be able to host a sectional game today. How much do you think that plays to your advantage, just being comfortable right here in your own environment?
Well, I told the girls that we would probably get another home game. They just had to believe in it. The way the bracket was set up, I knew with the 3 games that I chose that we would possibly play that we could probably have a home game for the sectional championship.
And then just real simply, what's the key for you girls today? What do you think you got to do to get that dub, move on, get to the round of districts?
Defend, no shots, no open shots, no open looks like we've been doing lately. We haven't been giving up any 3-pointers. We can't give up 3-pointers and jump shots. And that's the key to victory.
All right, Coach, we'll see if it plays out for you. Thanks.
Thank you.
So there's the keys according to Javar, and defending on the perimeter got to be big time for the Tigers, and they definitely play their best brand of basketball, Zach, when they're getting after you on the defensive end. This is a Tiger team that likes to play fast. If they can get out on the move, on the run, that's definitely when they can be their most effective selves on the offensive end.
Yeah, they want to get out, run, transition. They can score from threes, but they can get inside. You got Brianna Perry, you got Julia Rizzo down low, Amani Mitchell. They can all get it down inside. Contesting the shooters, that was another one of my keys that I had as well. Percentage-wise and points-wise on the season, both teams are actually pretty equal when it comes to shooting inside. But the Tigers are averaging 14 3-pointers a game, where Ontario's averaging 11, and Ontario's only shooting 28% on those. So, you really got to watch and see pick your battles on which way you're going.
Let's go ahead and take a look at the starting lineups here for both squads that are about to be announced and see who's going to be out on the floor first for both sides. And when you look at Mansfield Senior, man, the youth movement certainly is in full effect for the Tigers. They got a sophomore at point guard in Kaya Wentz coming over from Mansfield St. Peter's. She's been dynamite all season long. Kirsten Bradley, actually their top scorer, just a freshman for them, has worked her way slowly into the starting lineup. And then on the other side, we talked about the 2 big guns. Mangan had a clutch free throw the other night to help pull off the upset win against Clyde. Pearson does everything for this Lady Warrior team, not just scoring, but defensively too. She's the most vocal leader out there on the floor. as you look at number 23 right there. So that's the X factor, I think, Zach. If 23 has a good game, I fully expect Ontario to be successful here tonight. But if she can be limited and Mansfield can get after her, force her to give it up to some of the other ladies, I kind of like this young Tiger bunch who seems hungry to perform well on their home floor.
Yeah, you want to contain her. I mean, obviously you'd love to stop her, but, you know, as they used to say on SportsCenter, you know, you can't stop them. You only hope to contain them.
That's right.
But, you know, one thing talking about making them kick the ball out and getting it to other people. I was digging around prepping for today. I found an interesting stat between both teams, and it involves team basketball and ball movement. The Tigers, on their field goals made per game, get an assist 88% of the time.
Okay, big number.
Ontario gets one still 67%. So they are moving the ball around. There's not a lot of one-on-one moves trying to take it in. So just working on one, you still got to deny, rotate, and take care of the backsides for the kickouts.
Going to be a big key on both ends of the floor for each defensive unit. Mansfield Senior, a very streaky shooting team. I've seen these Lady Tigers a bunch this season. It seems like once somebody drops that first big bomb from the outside, typically another two will follow. And for Ontario, it can be the same way. It can be a streaky team led by number 23, who's going to get the jump here, as she will head out to center court against Amani Mitchell, another one of those St. Peter's players. 3 of them in the starting lineup here for the Lady Tigers, along with Rizzo and Wentz. And it's going to be back tap to Kaya, and we are underway. Division II Sectional Championship action from Pete Henry Gym. And Kaya going straight to work. The first shot of the afternoon is her patented runner. She certainly got that one down, Zach.
She is not wasting any time. Just like Coach Hudgens talked about when he was out on quarantine, the one thing he got to watch was what they could do different and told her to attack more.
Here's Mangan on the attack. The kick out, though, off target, looking for Haley Geisinger.
You got to watch those unforced turnovers. You know, you get more turnovers and the other team has steals, you're just killing yourself on empty possessions.
Rizzo initiating the offense here as Wentz pulls the trigger again, this time off the mark, and the rebound to Graff. Izzy Graff collects about 5 rebounds per contest in the lane for the Lady Warriors.
You see the Tigers coming out in their zone.
And so far it's 2 possessions, no shots yet for Ontario.
2 possessions, 2 turnovers. So that's what the Tigers know. Protect that paint, protect the inside. You know, they're making them shoot. They're only shooting 28% from behind the arc.
Mitchell, who had a monster performance in the win over Clearfork, comeback win on the road in the Valley the other night, as Bradley chases down her own miss, and just a strong move inside Kirsten. She's got that big, strong, wide body. She knows how to use it, too.
She's staying in there, got that rebound, second chance points, one of the big keys. Now you got the 2-2-1 press coming. Just trying to get them to slow it down. 3 possessions, 3 turnovers.
So the Tigers defense getting it done so far as they lead 4-0. Wentz trying to make it 6. Boarded, though, by Talena Gross. And off the kick out, triple unleashed, and Bradley back-to-back buckets. She's heating up.
That is a good sign for your Tiger fan right there, getting them started early.
Ontario digging themselves a 7-0 hole without even getting a shot attempt up. There's the first one. It's back iron by Mangan and rebounded by Bradley.
Finally come away with an attempt. Good shot from the corner. It should have been there, but just didn't fall.
Mitchell forced way out by Graff. Now she's going to go down to the low block, posting up. Graff on her. Nice pass over the top. Monty came up a bit short, though, with the shot offering.
Yeah, that was a good seal on that backside. A nice little lob. It was kind of tough. You had backside there. You didn't know what could happen, but she dropped it right in.
See Coach Hudgens always directing traffic when he's on the sideline for his defense.
Always, always, always.
Never seen a coach in the defensive stance more in my entire life. Rizzo uncorks one. Front iron. Battle for it in the paint. Jump ball as Mitchell tied up Graff.
Ball goes to Ontario on that.
There is a look at Coach, who we always joke about it, and dang it, we just need to get the technology to get one of those step counters on him and see what type of work Javar is doing throughout the course of a normal game.
Get it transmitted for the VAR counter.
Need to get a patent on that, I think. Tigers going to their bench. Takaya White, arguably their best perimeter defender, is into the mix, along with Monetta Hillary, who had a bit of a quiet showing the other night against Clear Fork in the win, but typically is a girl that can shake and bake when she gets the ball. Here's Riley Nye, 3, and another one off target here for the Lady Warriors as we're approaching the midway point of this first quarter, still searching for their first points. And that's what I'm talking about. Hillary right down Main Street and puts it in off the glass.
Well, there goes the theory earlier of the assist. So far, no buckets, no assists on any bucket so far this game. And there we have another turnover for Ontario.
It's starting to add up now, Zach, and the Warriors want a timeout. Coach Wilkie knows he's got to settle things down, right the ship here, as you certainly can't ever win a game in the opening few minutes, but you can definitely put yourself in a hole where you can lose them, Zach, and right now Ontario in jeopardy of that.
Oh, the big key, you got to set the tone early. You got to see the ball go in, and you got to just start off hard.
And there's a look at the brackets now in Division II. These are the sectional championship games all going down this afternoon. And a lot of parity, Zach, that you were talking to me about before the contest today, where there were a few top seeds that we expected to move through, like the top-seeded Whippets. Bellevue's been there year in and year out here as of late. But pretty much other than that, pretty significant drop-off, and we felt like this was anybody's up for grabs.
Yeah, when you look at, you look at the bracket right there, and you look at all those high seed numbers. First 4 teams, seeds 1 through 4, all had winning records. Beyond that, everyone else had below 500, and seeds 6 through 12 had 5 and 6 wins, except for Clear Fork had 7. So it's a dart throw for the seed number, and it's not really anything you want to bet with going off of that number. That's just when you get to choose to play.
But I bet these coaches love it, and in particularly for Ontario, even though they're pretty evenly matched with these first couple of schools, you can still use it to your advantage if you're Coach Wilkie and the staff, like, nobody believes in us. We're an underdog coming on the road.
Exactly.
Let's get it.
Exactly.
Hillary, wow, what a crossover. She went to a tough shot, though. Looked like she had a couple of options. Would have been a difficult pass. And the Lady Warriors on the leak out. Pearson from the elbow missed it. 9 with the board, but swatted by Rizzo. Second, third opportunity not there for Ontario.
Nope, just keep battling on those boards.
Bradley with the hesitation locks up with Pearson. That'll be a fun matchup as Ontario in man-to-man defense now. Hillary backing him out. She's got Nye on her. And look for her to try to go to work as she does pretty much every night, but this time dribbled off her foot. Pearson to the cup. Can't get it. Established herself back in play, and Carly still missing. See if she pulls the trigger again. She will. 3 shots for Carly Pearson, none of them good.
That was a great hustle back by Bradley. Ontario fans thought there probably could have been a little foul right before that, but the refs let them play. And here we are back with the Tigers with the ball.
They got a 9-point lead. Just over 3 minutes remaining here in this opening quarter. A trip to the Division II districts on the line here at Pete Henry Gym, and Lady Tigers off to a nice start. Ontario starting to get a little something established at the offensive end. Just, you got to make a shot, Zach.
Getting some of those jitters out, but those turnovers early. They had 4 turnovers that led to 5 Tiger points, and that's half of our total so far.
Bradley,
almost another one.
Yeah, fortunate that was kind of back to mama off of a foot, but the ball up for grabs again, ends up in the hands of Mangan. Nye left all alone, can't make him pay.
That was someone missed an assignment there defensively on getting out.
Lady Warriors 0 for 10 from the floor to start. 0 out of 4 shots made from the land of 3.
That penetrating kick.
Yeah, that was nice too. Quick acceleration, and Rizzo tracks it down, pushes the lead out to 11.
That's 7 second chance points for the Tigers right now.
Kick ball there. Mansfield Senior playing some great full-court defense, making it tough on Ontario just to get into their half-court set.
And that's a staple here in the orange and brown that you expect. You're going to see pressure no matter which team you're playing, boys or girls. It's going to be tough.
Mangan assessing the defense. Tigers sticking with that 2-3 zone, and why not? It's been very effective here in the early going. Pearson never able to collect herself there as she came to the jump stop, and the wild shot off the mark again.
Yeah, that one, obviously the referee was closer, had a better angle, but that almost looked like it went off of Julia and could have stayed down this way.
So Pearson starting the game 0 for 6, and boy, we talked about it a lot in the pregame and how key we thought number 23 was going to be so far. I mean, the scoreboard representing exactly what we thought, Zach, is Wentz going to work again, and there's that runner.
Runner right down the paint. She listened to Coach Hudgens.
Pearson spinning, and you see almost picking up a 5-second call there. Takaya White all over her like white on rice, rimming out. Graph another opportunity, and at least she can go to the free throw line, a chance to end the bleeding for the Warriors.
7 minutes in, first foul, and they get a chance to get their first point. This is a little unfortunate deja vu that we had in our boys game last night with cold scoring that seemed to go forever.
Warriors finally end the drought 6 minutes and 53 seconds into the contest, and Graf, who on the season is just a 39% free throw shooter, able to knock down her first. Looking for her 9th make on the season. That one rimmed out though, and Perry secures the board. And how poised does this Mansfield offense look? And in particular, these young guards, Zach, they just seem so in control, though. They get a turnover on that possession.
Yeah, they've definitely grown all season long, been put in tough situations, been responded, and that's only going to, the future is going to be very bright.
Nice skip pass to Nye. Elected not to take the shot, though, as we're down under 30 seconds. Pearson's going to try a three. She remains cold, and Perry with another rebound.
It's Brianna's second rebound.
You see Coach Hudgens calling for one shot as he's halfway out onto the floor there, trying to get involved, down to 10 seconds. And now Wentz looking to go to work. Mangan on her. What a pass.
Couldn't have drawn that up any better. Run down the clock, drive it in, suck them in since you've made a couple runners already, kick it out, get the assist.
It's a thing of beauty, and the Tigers on top after one, 15-1.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Kasasa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Huge first quarter for Mansfield Senior here at home in the sectional championship against Ontario. We'll see if they can follow it up with an encore here in quarter number 2. Brian Skowronski, Zach Massa with you on the call. And boy, a thing of beauty for the Tigers in that first quarter as they're looking for 3 more points here. They'll get them, bombs away. Kirsten Bradley, and the good times keep rolling for these baby Tigers, man.
They are feeling it. They are feeling it. And they got all of Coach Hudgens' juice flowing. They are ready to roll.
And I know you stat nerds love the points per possession number. Mansfield right now killing that, obviously.
1.07 to 0.7.
Oof.
Wait, let's take that back. 0.07.
Right.
I forgot a 0.
Here's Daisy Mans. Stepped into one. White just ripped it away. Perry, though, came up just a bit off target with that shot.
Now this is where we got to watch that so that the young ones don't get too comfortable with this lead.
Pearson on the step through, thinks she might have got away with a travel. And that one tipped out, creating another possession here for Ontario. We'll see if they can do something with it, seeking their first field goal, and still empty at the offensive end.
Ontario's getting looks. They're getting chances. We talked about the control and the rebounds. They had 5 offensive rebounds there in that first quarter, but they just only got 1 second chance point.
Wow, Wentz doing some more glass work. 6 points, and pretty much they're all deja vu. They look exactly identical.
The bank's got extended weekend hours right now as that one just kissed right off the square.
And Kaya happy to be banking here at home as the stud sophomore is going to check out, but she has been fantastic, confident, under control, exactly what you would want to see out of your point guard.
Oh, definitely, definitely.
On the other side, Pearson is going to get a quick breather. So this is where we thought Ontario would have to try to find some other players to step up for them. They haven't got anything from Carly yet, but they're getting a lot of offensive boards. And finally, the first bucket
field goal
belongs to Michaela Menard.
Yeah, earlier in that possession, Julia Rizzo kind of overshot the lane that let them get the ball passed around instead of staying in, and Ontario was able to capitalize after the rebound.
Rizzo works it. Poked away from Kaya, who didn't spend very long on the bench. Now Hillary with the crossover. Free throw line jumper off the mark, and we're going to get a push here against Amani Mitchell.
I was watching the bench over there, and I think Kaya's substitution was actually a miscommunication because they shoved her right back onto the court. Now we got Gross checking in.
Lady Warriors trying to dig themselves out of a 17-point deficit here early in the contest. Lucky for them, they still have plenty of time. But the Tigers not making it easy for them at the offensive end, where Ontario's only produced a couple of clean looks and just haven't been able to capitalize on any of them. Showing some nice patience here on this possession, trying to get the shot attempt that they want. And it's going to turn into another turnover. Tigers going to keep it off the aggressive drive there from Bradley. And here comes Gross.
I don't know if our microphones can pick up the cheering that's going on in the gym, but that is all coming from the Tigers bench. They are engaged 1 through 12 over there and keeping everyone going.
And that's a realm that you know a whole lot about, as you see the pretty play there created by Mangan, the crossover, and then issues the dagger. But bench communication and then overall energy, Zach, I mean, it's huge. If you have kids over there on the bench that are engaged with you while you're on the floor, it can make such a difference.
Oh, it can make all the difference in the world, because just their attitude, their body language, if they're not engaged and they're just sitting there, it rubs everyone the wrong way.
Mitchell with her first bucket of the night. And Tigers, I mean, they're starting to hurt Ontario in a variety of different ways. This has been the biggest, though. The defensive pressure from Mansfield, forcing a lot of turnovers right now, Zach.
Yeah, they just cannot keep a possession. 6 turnovers so far. They've still just turned into 5 points, though, so they've been fortunate enough to get some stops once they have given it up.
What a takeaway there by Mangan, issuing a one-lady fast break. 4 points now for Macy.
And that was a freshman move. putting the ball above your head, trying to do a soft pass over. They just knew it, came up and took it from her.
Rizzo had to go down to her knees to keep that one alive. And now Nye being pulled out. Hillary giving it off now. Mansfield just showing a ton of poise at the offensive end. I'm really impressed with what we're seeing from the Tigers. They got this big 15-point lead, no need to rush. And now a timeout taken by Coach Hudgens.
Yeah, they're understanding the situation. You're up 15 still. You're not getting comfortable with that lead, with that big lead, and just starting to jack up threes, one-and-done possessions. This quarter, though, it's been played pretty even, 7-6 so far. So we'll see how much of that big 14-point first quarter lead carries over once this one's over.
It was the exact opposite scenario for Mansfield Senior on the road the other night in the Clear Fork Valley, where they got down double digits almost immediately. They had to scrap, claw their way back into the game. Didn't take their first lead until the closing minutes, Zach, but they showed a lot of courage under fire on the road in that game, and I think that it's kind of spilled over into tonight. This looks like a really confident bunch expecting to win.
Yeah, they have, you know, one other thing they got kind of going with them as a little added incentive is playing a tournament game here at home. Other than being on your home court, this is a different thing for this area. We don't know, this is the first time this has happened in this district. Other districts played at home, but usually it's a neutral site.
Right.
So the incentive for the Tigers are they don't want Ontario cutting down their net.
That's a good point. And just separated really by just the one road, a little cruise down Park Avenue West, gets you from Ontario all the way down here to Pete Henry Gym. So this is basically cross-city rivals right here. They know each other. They've been playing against each other for a long time at the junior circuit up to the high school level. So there's a lot at stake here outside of basketball too, if you will, Zach.
Oh, definitely. Definite bragging rights. And surprisingly, they didn't get a chance to play each other in the regular season this year.
Neither team had a regular season that'll really blow you away in terms of wins and losses, but growth for both teams throughout the process, and in particular for Mansfield, who I believe got off to an 0-5 start, started to right the ship and playing their best basketball here in tournament action when it matters most. Though they turn it over here, Mitchell got a little bit too cute with it, it looked.
Yeah, you know, as the cliche goes, it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
Sure.
And going into the tournaments, you want to be on that upward rise. And that's because that's your second season, and that's what your goal is going for. Tigers doing a good job of sprinting back in that transition, making them pull it out, and then still sit back in a 2-3 zone.
Mangan showing some excellent acceleration. Skip pass now, Nye left alone in the corner, and there it is for Ontario. They have been looking for that, Zach. Their first three-pointer on 6 attempts.
And still 4 for 22 for the entire game, so don't give them a little bit of confidence.
Just over a minute to go here in this opening half. Winner moving on to the district round, something neither team has done for a little while. And both these teams obviously wanting it bad. Graff getting down on the floor, giving up the body there. Possession arrow back in favor of the Warriors.
That was a nice post entry by Moneta. Amani just went up for the ball, went up for the score, and just couldn't hold on to it. Yep.
Go ahead.
I was going to say Ontario getting some movement now against that 2-2-1, attacking the middle where that open gap usually is, and that's usually the soft zone when going against that.
But you want to talk about letting them play. That's just 3 fouls against Mansfield Senior, none yet assessed to the Lady Warriors.
Yeah, that's unheard of. 3 fouls with 43 seconds left to go in the half. Great closeout on the skip cross-quarter pass.
Now Geisinger with another skip. Mengen didn't even think about it. Pulls the trigger, and you see why. Confident shooter knocks it down. She's got 7.
Starting to build up, starting to confidence. Now we talked about the poise that the Tigers are having, but at the same time, you don't want to slow up too much and still keep going with doing what got you that lead in the first place.
Tigers pushed the lead out to nearly 20 before Ontario started to find their footing. Now just a single-digit game and a chance to cut into it even more for the Lady Warriors, as they're going to have another clean look here. 10 seconds to go. Pearson across the timeline. We'll see what she does with it. Attacks. Tried to put it up over Mitchell. Graff just before the horn, and that will take us to the end of 2 with Mansfield Senior riding that hot start to a 22-13 advantage. Take a timeout. We'll be back with some halftime stats. Break down the first half for you. Get you ready for quarter number 3. Keep it here, live and free coverage of the girls' Division II Sectional Championship will return on the OH.Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Massa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Just live sports, exclusively on the OH.Report. Hope you're enjoying live and free sectional championship action right here on the OH.Report, where there are never any paywalls, just live sports. Had tournament games going on all day here on the OH.Report, along with some boys games, and we still have more to come this evening, including down in Fredericktown, where the Lady Freddies will look to punch their ticket into the districts with a victory. You can catch Travis Berardi on the call for that one. Garrett Parlett, Storm Blunchley also are going to make their way down to Mount Gilead, where the Indians taking on Grandview Heights. The winner of that moving on to the Division III districts. And a doubleheader right here at Pete Henry Gym, where I'm going to stick around. The Mansfield TY Tigers looking to steady the ship a bit and get some positive momentum rolling in their favor in their OCC finale against West Holmes. It's going to be a live and free tip-off. Effie James, Greg Collins on the call for that one beginning at 7:30. But as for this game, let's take a look at those halftime numbers. I got Zach Massa with me, and you love breaking down these digits, Zach, and really analyzing what you see. Tell me what pops out. Obviously, the field goal percentage, not great for Ontario.
No, not at all. But the one thing you got to look at there, the first quarter, they were 0 of 13 in total field goals. And then they finished the half 5 of 24. That's 2s and 3s combined. So they went 5 of 11 there in the second quarter. Now, on the flip side, the Tigers got off to that great start. They were 7 of 14 in the first quarter and finished off a combined 10 for 23, only going 3 of 9. So you can definitely see the momentum flipping hands a little bit, and the Tigers not quite getting as many shots off as they did, which we talked about how they were being a little bit more poised and a little bit more patient. On the rebound side, we talked earlier as part of one of the keys of controlling the rebounds. Senior High dominated in the first half. Well, it wasn't really a domination. They got them by 3, 12-9. But overall now, as you can see on the graphic there, Ontario has taken the lead on the rebound totals 18-15. And that's offensive rebounds is the big key. 9 offensive rebounds for Ontario and only 4 for Senior High, which luckily, though, depending on which team you're going for, it's only converted. Ontario's only been able to score 3 second-chance points on all those offensive rebounds. So they've really got to capitalize on those extra opportunities that they're given if they really want to keep fighting and staying in this game.
Well, they've definitely been scratching and clawing. Ontario played their way back into this game. If you're just joining us, folks, it was all Lady Tigers at the beginning. They built a 20-1 cushion. Only 1 point for Ontario in the first quarter, that courtesy of an Izzy Graff free throw. Since that point, it's been a big run here for the Lady Warriors. 12-2 spurt for them has them in a position right now, Zach, where they're within striking distance and they just have to keep chipping away. This third quarter is going to be huge for them. Of course, you don't want to go into the fourth quarter still looking at like a 9-point deficit that you have to overcome. But it seems like this team, they've settled down quite a bit. If they can eat away about 3, 4, 5 more points at this lead, they're sitting in prime position to do yet another upset, move on to districts.
Right. Down 14 at the end of the first, down 9 now. Just like you said, 3, 4 points a quarter. You had 3 quarters to bring it down, and then once you get to those final couple minutes, anything can happen with fouls and free throws. So it's going to be real interesting. One of the other things I noticed, too, was the turnovers and the fact that Ontario really settled down. They had 4 in the first quarter, 3 of which I think were probably in the first minute and a half.
Correct.
They ended the half with only 6. And they had 0 points off turnovers in the first half, or in the first quarter, but they got 5 in the second quarter. So they're taking advantage of the Tigers' miscues down at the other end.
Take one more timeout. We'll be back. Third quarter action on the way, live and free, exclusively on the OH.Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Massa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
just live sports, exclusively on the OH Report. Just 16 minutes remain in between one of these two Richland County schools in the district semifinals. Brian Skowronski along with Zach Massa with you here, and we've got the Lady Warriors going toe-to-toe with the Lady Tigers, Ontario and Mansfield Senior. Let's take a look at the brackets one more time. The winner gets the treat of, we presume, taking on the Shelby Whippets, Zach, and that's a team that got off to a slow start, very similarly to Mansfield Senior, where they were in quarantine at the beginning of the year. But since they got out, they've been rocking and rolling. Very dangerous Whippets team.
Yeah, they're definitely the team in the district that everyone's gunning for. Both of these teams today have played them in the regular season. Obviously, Ontario's in the same conference. The Tigers did play them once. That was a 34-63 loss, but that was all the way back at the beginning of January. And a lot of things have changed since January 5th.
Whippets swept Ontario, but just looking to stay alive here in the tournament with a win over the Tigers, the number 9 seed on the road here against number 6. Both of these teams with upset wins, if you will, in their first round matchups to get to tonight. Wentz off the kick out, Gross. Down the lane, looked like it was tipped away. And last touch by Talena Gross.
Good pump fake on the wing, attacked the middle, but just couldn't hold on to the ball once you got in shooting range.
Ontario with that 2-2-1 trapping look. And it's going to cause fits again here early. Deja vu for Ontario, who turned it over on their first 3 possessions of the first quarter. 1 for 1 to start here in the third. Tigers with a couple of players cutting through. Now they bring Wentz back up top, get it to Gross on the wing. Want to establish Mitchell down on the block. Now they do. Graff playing nice defense, but Mitchell does some nice board work for the deuce.
Another good post entry. Worked in, got the assist on the post layup.
Mitchell was our player of the game the other night at Clear Fork for her big fourth quarter performance and the comeback win over the Lady Colts to get the Lady Tigers to this position. Nice penetration, but waiting there, the SWAT team.
That was a great block and a layup saving play right there. Ontario set a little bit of a screen so that the defenders couldn't get out on her.
Now Rizzo comes away with the turnover. Ontario with 2 here in the first minute, 20 seconds. Mitchell down on the block again, bumped by Graff, and we're going to see the first Tigers free throws of the night.
Yeah, 0 for 0. Well, when Ontario has 0 fouls in the whole first half.
Right. Can't shoot free throws if they're not fouling you. This time, Amani draws the contact. And she's got her first point from the charity stripe tonight, 5 overall. Rizzo called for the loose ball foul going over the back of Pearson. There was a little push. She went for the rebound. Just the first team foul, though, for the Tigers.
Yeah, official must have saw a little body bump there.
Pearson with the pass over the top to Geisinger, who tried a tough pass, switching court. Mangan on the cut. Rizzo got to the ball first.
Great hustle. Saw the ball moving down the floor real quick. She got down on that backside dive and was able to take the steal.
Julia having a nice defensive game so far this afternoon. Bradley off the bounce. Nice setup from Mitchell. Mid-range jump shot. Won't go, and now Pearson looking to push the pace. Lost the handle. And yeah, I was a little confused why Julia didn't hustle after that and try to grab it. I thought that she was the last to touch it.
Yeah, she must have been. There were 3 white jerseys right there around Pearson as she drove in towards the paint.
One of them evidently caught a piece of the ball, so Lady Warriors maintain possession.
Watch the screen. They got a screen set up on the backside block.
Rolling off the screen, Pearson wide open, but her icy cold shooting performance continues. 0 for 12 for Carly.
Screens are underutilized in the zone, so a lot of teams don't get used to looking for them coming. So we sometimes get caught off guard when all of a sudden there's a body as you're trying to go kick out to your normal position.
Big screen applied there by Mitchell. Now Wentz attacking, shovel pass. Gross goes baseline. Pearson came over to help on the D. Made it a tough shot.
Good ball movement, good penetration, just couldn't get the shot to finish.
Geisinger to the corner. Carly finally knocks one down. At the 4:50 mark of the third, Pearson finally into the scoring column, her first 3 points of the evening.
Actually, 1 of 13 on total field goals for the game.
See if that jump starts her offensive game. As Rizzo collects her own miss, she's going to head to the free throw line for a couple.
Maybe it's that end of the floor. Ontario started soft. They couldn't make anything. Now the lid's put back on for the Tigers.
Mansfield scored just 7 points in that second quarter. They've got 4 now here in the third.
Coming into the game for Mansfield Senior, number 1, and number 50,
I think right now the Tigers are just glad to be playing even with them.
Quite frankly, that's all they need to do, Zach, after building that 20-1 19-point cushion early in the contest. Pearson, great look inside. Graff, double team, now triple as Perry comes over, and it ends up in the hands of Wentz.
2-on-2, little Euro step, missed.
Mangan was the last to get a piece of it, though. So Tigers going to maintain possession as White gets out onto the floor. Played some solid defensive minutes in that first half. White, one of those seniors that's accepted her role now coming off the bench, was a starter early in the year. Bradley, 3 falls. Loose ball foul came before the shot attempt. Going against senior high.
There was some bumping going on down there before that. I saw Perry with a couple little shoulder bumps and then just a little too much action going on there as they set that double screen for Kirsten to come out to the corner.
Warriors have it poked away yet again. Geisinger, the latest to turn it over.
Tough pass.
And that's going to go off the leg of Mangan, I believe.
coming into the game for Ontario.
2 subs getting out onto the floor here for the Lady Warriors now. Getting some bigger bodies out there with Menard.
And Vavra.
2 players average combined over 5 points per game. We'll see if they can bring some juice. White certainly has off the bench. White off the kick out. Wentz missed it. Chased down by Vavra. Pearson turns on the speed, 2-on-1. Gonna take it herself, left hand. Not gonna be an and one opportunity, but Carly starting to find her groove a little bit here in the third.
Yeah, surprisingly, that was Kaya Wentz's just first three-pointer attempt of the game. She'd been doing so well at those runners in the middle of the paint that she hasn't had to.
Pearson with 4 points now, back down to a single-digit deficit for the Lady Warriors. And Carly goes 2 for 2.
If you're the Tigers, you do not want to see her at the line shooting 77% on the season.
Wentz had to pick up her dribble. Now to Hillary. Netta gets the screen now from Perry. Off the switch. Tigers move it. Got White doing some work on the block. Never found her. And it leads to Bradley down the lane, and she got the runner to fall.
Yeah, Ontario had Mangan all over Kirsten, not helping off of her, but she was able to turn the corner and get ahead of her.
Hustle play by Perry, keeps it in bounds, and it ends up in the hands of a Tiger. Bradley, though, with some dribbling in traffic, lost the handle, tied up, jump ball on the floor. Possession arrow pointing in favor of the Tigers. Timeout taken by Ontario. As they're still hanging around here, but haven't been able to eat into the deficit much, Zach.
No, they came in down 9 into the third and down 10 right now, so they haven't been able to take advantage. They've had plenty of opportunities, that's for sure.
It's going to be Mansfield basketball when they get back out onto the floor. Tigers with just 6 points here in the third.
Overall, Ontario shooting 6 for 27 from the field, 3 of 8 from behind the arc.
And folks, as we get close to the fourth quarter, would like to encourage everybody out there that's watching on our Facebook and YouTube to drop us a comment. Let us know, where are you watching from? Who are you cheering on here this afternoon as Mangan unleashes another 3 off target? So drop us a line and you just might end up on tonight's Fan Zone. I think it's everybody's favorite part of the program.
Yeah, that was a good look there for that shot. Menard came from across the backside, shot all the way through the open area and set a screen on the top defender on the Tigers in that zone that led to that open shot. Have to keep an eye on them doing that more often.
Kaya backs it out to midcourt, calls for a screen, goes opposite way of it. A lot of attention paid to number 3. Now Rizzo, dangerous pass, tipped and picked off. But White gets it right back. Goes right at Mangan, hacked on the arm. I think Macy got caught in the face too. A little insult to injury. As White has a couple of free throws and did look like off the follow through from that shot attempt, she might have caught Macy right across the bridge of the nose. And they are going to need her big time down the stretch.
The way she's holding herself, I'm not sure if that's nose or tooth. May have just been a contact, the way the trainer's looking at it.
Senior looking for a 4th point. Gets it. Tigers lead back to a dozen. Pearson with a no-look pass to Menard, couldn't handle it. And we're told a little blood down there on the face of Macy Mangan. So we'll see if they can get her all stitched up. As we're down to the final minute here, third quarter. Tigers looking to extend the lead, and they will, to Kaya White. Big minutes off the bench.
Big rebound, second chance point right there. That could end up being the difference.
Quick 3. And no love for Ontario from the perimeter tonight. Mans is going to try one of her own. Bit too strong with that one. And the Tigers looking to get up, get after him defensively. Don't want Ontario to get anything too easy here.
Looks like they're going to go with a full court man now.
Pearson, tough fall away jumper. Finds the bottom somehow.
She was facing the bench, turned around, shot sideways, and was able to get it to drop.
I think that's called just being a superior athlete. Sometimes that's all you need in this game. As Rizzo pulls it out, passes 3 seconds now. Mitchell, jump ball. Well defended by Graff. So it's going to give the Lady Warriors a look at the last shot here.
That was actually a present for the Tigers, because with only 1 second left, Tigers are now going to get the ball to start the fourth quarter.
And when we get there, it's going to be a 12-point cushion for senior high. Money time on the way on the OH Report.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Massa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Final quarter of play from Pete Henry Gymnasium, the winner advancing to the round of districts. Sectional championship action. Kaya Wentz on the way to the free throw line. 2 points good and a chance for one more.
Keep attacking, keep attacking, keep attacking.
Kaya did just that, as you see it again on our My Mechanics replay. And the St. Peter's sophomore, 8 points now. Tigers outscoring Ontario 10-7 in that third, but a big three knocked down from the corner by Riley Vavra.
Yeah, turnover bug got a hold of them again there in that third quarter, and the Tigers are able to capitalize on it. So let's see if they can calm things down as it gets down to the final quarter in someone's season.
Senior high had trouble closing out games early in the year. They've done a much better job here of late being closers. And this girl did it in the last game, doing it here. Amani Mitchell, big bucket, and 2 and 1 opportunities here in the opening 45 seconds, Zach.
Yeah, you watch that replay right there. There was no one in blue that was going to stop her with that post move. She got that ball, did that drop step, and just sealed her.
Monty Mitchell got a little swagger to her game right now as she backpedals. 8 points for her. Tigers lead ballooned up to 14. Ontario searching for answers. They had one in this form last possession. Rizzo had a foot out of bounds though, so Ontario going to keep it. And every possession so valuable for them with the clock now getting short on time, under 7 minutes to go.
Good ball movement, found Carly for the skip in the corner.
Looked like good rotation out of her hand, just a little bit short. And so the Tigers are one and done. Another defensive board for them. Wentz nearly got her pocket picked. Coach Hudgens calling a timeout, clapping him
There
in
comes
as
the
he can
V-clap.
sense it, man. Brings so much good spirit and energy. And in a great position here to try to put the Tigers in their position to win their first sectional in a while, right, Zach? Break it down for us.
Yeah, I was checking around trying to see what we got for a little bit of history here. And for the Tigers, they have not won a sectional championship since they were still in Division I back in the 2011-2012 season. So they started in the 15-16 seasons when they moved to Division II. They've made it the sectional championship every year except for last year where they lost in the 18-19 season where they lost to Upper. But they've had some tough draws in the last few years. The 19-20 and the 17-18 season when they lost in that sectional championship, both teams that they lost to ended up in the regional finals.
Wow. So Mansfield, the favorite for a change. Here on their home floor, too. They give it away on that possession. Ontario needing to do a lot of work here at the offensive end. See if they can get something jump-started. They definitely need to ignite a flame and go on a nice, big, healthy run. Graf, though, swarmed. Nearly lost it. Now Pearson, quick first step, jump stop, and she got mauled there by Mitchell. And that's always best case scenario when you're trailing by this many short on time is to keep as much as you can on the clock, go to the free throw line.
And you can say Amani did her job on that by not making sure the bucket didn't go in, so it's going for two the hard way as opposed to adding a third, and that's just a fourth foul on the Tigers.
Pearson drains both. Solid at the line all season, 9 points for her now. And for Ontario, they'll be looking for their first sectional championship since 2018, back when Nashelle Shelby was running things, and we're running things right now on the floor. The freshman Bradley bottoms up from way out. Another look on the My Mechanics replay. Nothing but net for Kirsten. And a 10-second violation for the Tigers, turning up the juice defensively right there.
Another empty possession. Turnover with no steal. The 15th turnover on the game. 9 steals for the Tigers, so they're just shooting herself in the foot.
Here's Bradley, leading all scorers with 13 points so far. Top scoring threat for Mansfield as a 9th grader at just around 10 points per contest. And a quick plug for tonight's player of the game that will be brought to you by Mechanics Bank. Wentz trying to put herself into the mix. She's got 8 points. Rizzo's done some great things in the paint. A lot of offensive rebounds for Julia. And right place, right time, but that one halfway home came out.
She thought that was going to fall, and then Wentz with the steal. Couldn't make the layup. Julia Rizzo stays with it and gets the old-fashioned three-point attempt here.
Rizzo flexing on him down in the lane.
That's her 6th rebound of the night.
5 points now for Julia. 2 of 5 from the floor.
All 5 of her points have been second-chance points.
And while statistically Julia's numbers don't really blow you away on the season, 7 points per game, 6 rebounds, she brings a lot of senior leadership to a team that definitely needs it with all these babies that are on the floor from Mansfield.
Yeah, there's so many things that you can look at that don't show up in a box score on what a player can contribute for. You know, we talk about how well these young players are doing for senior high, but at the same time, we had these St. Peter's come over, these St. Peter's girls come over on loan that really helped their growth by not forcing them into those bad situations and right into the fire right away.
Mansfield forced a pass there into a bad situation, leading to Pearson. Pull-up jumper in rhythm, puts her in double-figure scoring now.
She's now feeling it with 11 points and 5 boards, so she's creeping up on her 13-point average. But still, 16 points, 4 minutes. That's going to be a tough one.
Tigers looking to close out the sectional title here on their home floor. Be a great story, too, for Coach Hudgens now in his second year, gradually taking the steps that a program needs to become successful. And this, I think, would be a big step for them if they can come up victorious here tonight, Zach.
Yeah, it definitely laid the foundation. Coach Hudgens' big mantra is, no one sees the work that's put in behind the scenes. So one step at a time, trust the process, and just focus.
Now in the game for Mansfield Senior, number 22, Gross. 2 points for
2 points for Wentz. So the Warriors running out of time. 3:25 to go. They're going to have to get scorching hot here. Nye has to make an athletic play just to keep it.
Yeah, she towed that line and made sure she kept it up, stayed on her side. Tigers playing their 2-3 zone, which they're most comfortable in, has been their best so far. With this much of a lead, the nice thing is they don't have to come out of it. They don't have to force anything. They can just keep doing what they do.
Nice look inside. Graff rushed the shot a bit. Bradley, off a couple tips, comes up with the board. Kirsten having a heck of a performance. 13 points, 5 rebounds. Loose ball foul going against the Lady Tigers here.
Gross missed that shot from the right elbow and then must have had a little push on the way out, going for that rebound. Coach Hudgens keeping that zone press going for him.
And that's what they've been sticking with for basically the second half of the season. Mansfield found something that they're comfortable with and that the kids understand. And it's paid some dividends for them, Zach, as they've got it going over the last about month of the season, I'd say. They've been playing some solid basketball.
Yeah, if you can get something that they're comfortable in, that's the big thing. If they're comfortable, they're confident in it, they know it's going to work, they know what the goal is, that's going to make all the difference in the world.
Pearson with a tough pass, pushed out from her knees. Now Graff surrounded. Someone's got to be open. Baseline drive for Carly again, feeding Izzy, but just so tough getting buckets inside right now with Mitchell patrolling. Graff, though, comes up. That's her first points since knocking down that first free throw that got Ontario on the board back in the first.
They were banging pretty good down in there under that rim, and refs letting them play.
To their credit, pretty much have all night long. It's been a physical brand of basketball. Geisinger taking the brunt end of it right there as she's down, needing some medical attention.
Talking about the fouls, if you look at if the fouls didn't reset at the half, for the game, it's only 9-7. So we're not even in the double bonus if it was tallied for the whole game yet.
Sure. Been pretty clean basketball. Haley up to her feet. Going to require some further assistance, though. And just 2:05 is all that stands in between Mansfield Senior and a potential date with the #1 seeded Shelby Lady Whippets. Be another all Richland County showdown.
Richland County showdown over in Ashland.
That's right. We will definitely be there with some live and free coverage next week for both of the girls' Division II semifinals as well as the championship game. Tons of live streams on the way next week with the boys getting into sectional competition. We'll have the girls' districts in Division II, Division III, and Division IV. So a lot going to be going on. basketball-wise the next several weeks right here on the OH.Report. No better time of year, in my opinion, Zach. I love tournament basketball.
This is when everything ratchets up. Anything can happen. You got to be prepared for it.
And we'll see if we can get the boys making a run in tournament play. There's Shad Creamer of the TY Tigers squad, their leading scorer on the season, having a good campaign for them. And they're going to be part of the doubleheader that we have here at Pete Henry tonight, hosting West Holmes. Quick thoughts on that game, Zach?
It's going to be a tough one. West Holmes has been playing pretty well lately. We watched them several times. We were actually supposed to have a game against them down in West Holmes a few weeks ago, but that got canceled due to the weather. But they've been playing pretty solid here the last few months, and we're just going to have to settle down and play team basketball.
Pearson gets up to her season average with that bucket, but the deficit still 14 points. You got to give so much credit to Mansfield Senior, this young squad, not allowing Ontario to ever feel like they were back in the game. It's pretty much been Ontario trying to dig themselves out of the hole since the first 3-4 minutes, Zach.
Yeah, that hole was dug so deep in those first couple minutes, those turnovers, they couldn't hold anything, and they've been struggling and chasing the entire time. They haven't had a chance to. If you can get between 4-6 points, you can get a little bit more relaxed, run, you're not as pressured, but when you almost stayed double-digit deficit the entire game, that weighs on you.
Lady Warriors really never got to within striking distance tonight. In such a different-looking Tiger team than when we saw them about a couple months ago, struggling to close out games in crunch time, and here they are now on their way to a district semifinal. Mansfield continue to pressure here over the last 65 seconds. Vavra on the attack. Missed it. Graff tied up. And Wentz is going to get the possession arrow moving back in their favor, though it's going to stay down here with the girls in the blue and gold.
We talked about a lot on the turnovers for Ontario, but one of their keys was controlling the boards, which they have done a great job of. They've gotten 11 offensive rebounds, so they've had their chances, but they've only been able to get 5 more points out of those.
Time milking away here at Pete Henry Gymnasium as the home fans starting to sense it. We got the slow clap rolling through now. As Russo gets fouled on the drive, 1-and-1 situation. Julia a chance here to add to her 6-point total. Two for 5 from the free throw line tonight for Julia. Pearson lost the handle, chased down by Graff, and it's just been that kind of night for the Ontario Lady Warriors, whose tournament run is going to come to a close at the hand of the Lady Tigers, the number 7 seed, advancing into the round of districts, a 45-31 winner over Ontario. We'll take a quick commercial break. When we come back, we will line up an interview with our Mechanics Bank player of the game. I think my vote goes for Kirsten Bradley. I'll talk things over with Zach, see if he agrees. Drop us a comment as well on Facebook and YouTube. Let us know, who do you think should be our player of the game. We'll We'll also have some post-game coverage as they will cut down the nets here at Pete Henry, so keep it with us live and free. We'll return here on the OH Report.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Worcester, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Instead of paying for some big-name spokesperson, Massa Checking gives that money back to you in cash rewards. In fact, it just bought me this cup of coffee. See how that works? Amazing! Free checking, cash rewards. Take back banking with Kasasa.
Just live sports, exclusively on the OH.Report.
plenty of worthy nominees tonight, but our player of the game presented by Mechanics Bank is going to go to Kirsten Bradley, a very efficient 13 points for the freshman here tonight, leading her team to a 45-31 victory over Ontario. And I want to start with just the growth of this team. How far do you feel like this bunch has come from when we saw you night one when you were just coming out of quarantine to right now where you've got it rocking and rolling a little bit, you got the continuity as well?
Really, we just started playing as a team because, you know, the St. Pete's girls came over. We really didn't know them. So we just had to start getting a bond with them, and then now we're just playing as a team like we played before.
And for you individually, we've seen you get big numbers in the past, but you were more of a volume shooter. Just needed 9 points to get those 13 tonight. Tell me about your offensive game.
I knew when I went 2 for 2 for three-pointers, like the first quarter. So, and then the girls started face guarding me, so I really just knew, like, I wasn't going to be able to get no more open shots for us, so I got to work for the ball, and I just do what I had to do to get the ball and get open shots.
How big of a factor do you think it was getting to play at home tonight after you upset Clear Fork?
It was pretty good. Clear Fork was a really good game for us. It was a really intense game.
How exciting is this for such a young team to get to the point where you're going to move on to the districts? We assume you're going to get the opportunity to play the #1 seed. Just how much fun is this for all you freshmen?
It's real fun, real fun. This is my first year, so I was kind of nervous coming into this game and Clear Fork. But I knew I had to just play past that and do what I usually do, play my game.
Well, you did it really well tonight in a 14-point victory. Kirsten Bradley, our player of the game, presented by Mechanics Bank. Thank you so much. How are you going to celebrate the victory tonight?
Go out to eat with my team.
That's what I'm talking about, yeah. Any favorite restaurant for the squad?
Nah.
Nah, you mix it up. Okay, all right. Well, we'll mix it up, too. We'll have you pass off the headset to your head coach, Javar Hudgens, who is going to be joining me in just a second. Javar now in his second year. Well, Coach, you told me before the game that the key was going to be defending on the perimeter for your ladies.
Absolutely.
Break it down for me. Assess what they did for you.
We D'd up. We defended the three-point line, limited the jump shots. Well, and the jump shots at the beginning were contested, which I told them if they can hit contested shots, then we got to live with that. I mean, no open looks. And you see what happened when they got open looks. They start fighting back. And I told them in the locker room that I pointed at the board. I said, look, what's the key? The key to us winning the sectional is defending the three-point line, defending jump shots. And we did pretty well doing that.
No doubt about it. 4 for 15 from three-point land tonight. Worthy Ontario Warriors. You build the big 20-1 lead, and you said that they fought back, but they really never got close, VAR. They never got over the hump of getting it down to single figures. How much credit do you give to your girls for not allowing the pressure to
They got within
built?
9, Brian.
One time, I think.
Twice.
Okay. Your memory's great. Good for you.
No, I think we weathered the storm. I told them it would be a game of drives, a game of runs, and they had one run. That was the one run they had. We weathered it. We handled it well. I think the 21 lead helped weather that storm a little bit better. You know, we had so much of a cushion. But other than that, I think my girls did really well. That's what we've been doing lately is playing defense. I told them defense, defense, defense. So hopefully we go Thursday. We got Shelby, I believe. Same thing, defense. Got to come with defense. Defense and rebounding.
Do you feel like that's where you've experienced the most growth from the beginning of the season is just D'ing up a little bit better now?
Well, no, I think we're making shots. I think we're D'ing. Not only are we D'ing up, we're playing better offensively. We're playing better offensively. When I was on quarantine, I came back. I told the girls specifically what each one need to do to make us a better team. And if you notice, we picked it up since I've been back as far as how many girls are attacking, how girls are shooting the ball, all of that. So I'm proud of my girls, most importantly.
You're a Mansfield guy through and through, went to the school, of course, come back coaching at your alma mater. Now you get to cut down the nets on your home floor. Put it in words, man. How gratifying is this moment for you?
Man, it's amazing, man. I'm ecstatic. You know what I mean? I told the girls believe that we can do it, and we ended up we executed, and we're making it happen.
All right, so moving on to the district round where we presume you're going to be playing the #1 seed in Shelby, a team that you already saw once this year. What do you think is going to be different in round 2?
We're not as nervous this time. We're not as afraid. That was our 5th game in 7-9 days, I believe, right after Christmas, right after New Year's. We played them on the 2nd, right after New Year's, I think, or 5th, something like that. I don't know. But I think our confidence is a little bit better. Our rotations as far as our players, how we play them, everyone's learning their role. Like our defenders know they're defenders and rebounders. Our scorers know that they're scorers. So if we go in ready to play and we shake the nerves off, knowing we're going against the big Shelby Lady Whippets, I think we got a chance.
I certainly like your chances as well, Varas. This team has grown a bunch over the year. It's been a real pleasure to watch how far you've come with all these young players mixed in with the veterans. So
thank you.
We'll let you go down, cut down the nets with your squad. And
all right.
Real quickly, how are you going to celebrate tonight?
I don't think I'm allowed to tell you.
Okay, no problem with that. No problem with that. Enjoy it. That's all you got to do.
Hey, thank you, guys.
Thank you. So Javar Hudgens, in his 2nd year with the program, leading the Tigers to their first sectional in quite a while as they are cutting down the nets here at Pete Henry Gym. Welcome Zach Massa back onto the call as we'll dive into the final numbers of the night. And as we bring up these final stats, Zach, let's think back to the key points that we made in the pregame and where it all unraveled for us here in the sectional championship.
Well, you look at, in the big keys early on, we said key for Mansfield's containing Carly Pearson. She averages 13 points, almost 5 boards and 5 assists a game. She finished the night 13 points, 6 boards, and only 1 assist. So you kept her to her average and then was able to also contain everyone else around her. So that really kept things where they needed to be. The other thing key for Mansfield is make their free throws. One of the good things that we had Key making free throws towards the end with Kaya Wentz and Monetta Hillary only shooting in the high 40%. So if this would have got into a fouling situation in a closer game, that could have fallen into the factor a little bit more. But 8 of 13, you'll take that, getting those extra points from the charity stripe, and those all add up, especially, with Ontario only getting 7 free throws, so 5 for 7. So they won that board as well. Ontario, the key was trying to control the Tigers on the boards, which, looking at the final numbers, they definitely did. 34 to 29 on the rebounds. The only problem is, out of the 13 offensive rebounds that Ontario got, they were only able to convert that into 5 points. So they did the first part of what they needed to do. They just couldn't capitalize on what it was going to allow them to do down the road.
You talked about Pearson getting on her season averages. However, she had to be a volume shooter tonight. 4 of 17 from the field for Carly. That was a big difference in this contest. She started incredibly slow, didn't get her first bucket until the second half. So you got to give a lot of credit to the Tigers' defense and pressuring on the perimeter, as you heard Coach Hudgens talk about. That's what he preached in the locker room, and it paid off for him here tonight, as there's our player of the game, just a freshman, such a special player and athlete, so gifted as Kirsten Bradley, and you can tell that she's just getting better all the way around. The first interview I did with her this season, a little bit nervous, just like Javar was talking about when they went up against Shelby. Nervous at the beginning of the year. This is a team now showing some poise, and I like the chances that they got some good-looking players out here that can really play. It's just a matter of putting it all together like they did here tonight, Zach.
Yeah, if they keep that same energy, they keep that same focus, they're going to be tough to stop. They could be playing easily both games in Ashland for the district championship. You look at tonight, Kirsten was our player of the game with the 13 points and 6 boards, but when you look at the grand scheme of things, you know, we actually had a little bit of a conversation on who it could be, just because you look at Kaya Wentz was pretty balanced. You know, it wasn't just all of one thing. 10 points, 4 boards, 3 assists, and only 1 turnover. And that's that's almost 30 minutes of play. So that's some poise right there. You know, that's a major contribution. And you look at Takaya White, 6 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, no turnovers, 3 steals, and she played 18 minutes tonight. So there's contribution all over the place, and that's a blessing and a curse at the same time, because you don't know who it's going to be, but that means that whoever you're playing against, they can't just prepare for one person. It could happen from anyone. Julia Rizzo scored 6 points tonight. All 6 of those points were second-chance points off of her 6 rebounds. So everyone contributed all the way around, and this is the definition of a team win tonight.
On the flip side for Ontario, outside of Pearson getting those 13 points, Mangum was second with 7. Nobody else more than 3, so she didn't have a secondary score step up and fill it up like they needed to here on the road, and certainly no third scoring threat ever presented themselves. And that's why the Tigers are cutting down the nets here. We're down to the coaches. Each will get a little piece. So we'll keep the coverage here until they get it all the way down. Why not, Zach?
Yeah, and while we've got this little bit of a time, I'd like to make a little shout-out myself. You know, thank you for allowing me to come up here with you. And also, but I want to give a shout-out to the stat guys. Tonight we had Ethan Grogg and Noah Snyder doing stats. They do stats for me and for the Tigers boys basketball team. Ethan's been doing it for about 8 years. This is Noah's 2nd year. I did it for about 20, and then before I moved over to the bench. And it's just an amazing, amazing thing to have to not worry about and to just turn around, look, and have a box score printed out and handed to you right off the bat as soon as the horn's over. Or anytime you have a question, hey, what's the free throws looking like for this player? They'll just print a box score off and hand it to you. You know, we've had, you talked about tonight getting everything, and I kind of wish people could see the setup we've got going on here.
Legit.
Which we'll be fortunate enough that since we're set up here, Noah and Ethan will be staying up here for the boys game tonight. So Greg and Effie, they'll be able to contribute. They'll be able to partake in it as well. As we see Coach Hudgens now, excited as can be for getting the Tigers their first sectional championship in 11 years. And first one in Division II. But I just want to give a quick shout out to those guys. I know it's a thankless job, but it means so much and definitely helps everybody out.
So one last clap it up, the V clap. We'll wrap up our broadcast here tonight as the Tigers, a 45-31 winner. They knock off the visiting Ontario Warriors, but still plenty of hoops on the menu for this evening. Sectional titles will be decided by Liberty Union and Fredericktown. That tips off at 7 p.m. Travis Berardi on the call for that one. We will also have Garrett Parlett, Storm Blunchley calling sectional championship action from Mount Gilead, where Grandview Heights going to be taking them on. And then our final game of the night, right back here at Pete Henry. You just touched on it. The TY Tigers looking to knock off West Holmes. Little tournament tune-up before they get their sectional action underway next week. I want to thank our incredible staff for making this live and free broadcast of girls high school basketball possible here this afternoon, including Blake Phelps with our camera work down on the sideline that you're looking at right now. Jory Hollenbeck was our top cam. Adam Thompson directing tonight and building all of our graphics. I'm Brian Skowronski for Zach Massa. Want to thank you guys one more time and wish the Tigers luck as they move on to the round of districts. But for now, we out until we see you again right back here at Pete Henry. So long, guys.